Hello, welcome to the inside of my 1989 Audi 90 Sport 20 valve. This is my favourite car by a long way. I've had this car for over 20 years and I'm not even close to being bored with it. I don't think I ever will. People that know me seem to think that I'll be buried in this car, and they're probably right. But anyway, I've done quite a few different videos, some on YouTube, things like that about this car. I've done walk around videos, I've done videos of underneath the bonnet, short videos of me driving it as well, various things like that explaining what I've done to it over the years and things. But I've been asked by a couple of people to do a video of me actually driving it from the inside, so from you know, my perspective. So I've tried to set the camera up so we've got a view from the outside in the top left hand corner and my hideous face in the rest of the video. So yeah, we're gonna go for a little drive. It's already pretty much warm because I've just got back from a drive. So yeah, we'll go for a little drive. I'll have a little chat on the way and we'll see how it goes. So let's start her up. Oh, beautiful. So, as I said, it's a 1989 Audi 90 Sport 20 valve. This was a very rare car when it was new. Audi only ever actually made 150 of these cars for the UK market. Now, a car, any kind of manufactured car, 150 is not a lot, as I'm sure people will know. So it actually makes me laugh quite a lot when other people have certain cars that they consider to be rare, and they're like, "Oh, my car's really, really rare," and I go, "Oh yeah, like what is it?" And they'll tell me whatever it might be. So say for example a Fiat Coupe 20 valve turbo, right? Brilliant car, really cool, really, really love those, and they are quite a rare car, but when compared to this, they're practically common. It's unbelievable. So now, left registered on the roads in the UK, England, Ireland, Scotland and Wales, all together, there are currently 3 of this car left registered on the road. 3. So that's me and 2 others left registered on the roads. It's insane to think that a car like this is this rare now. It's ridiculous. But I love having a rare car. It's so nice. I mean, you can guarantee you could drive wherever you want. I could drive all the way from where I live in Somerset right to the other end of the country, up to Scotland or somewhere like that, and I can guarantee 99.9% that I will not see another one of these, which is really cool, and it turns a lot of heads as well, which I also quite like. But it does get the right kind of attention, which is also very important. You don't tend to get the wrong kind of attention, which some cars can bring. So that's also nice. So yeah, that's the rarity of it. In terms of owning a rare car like this, in that respect, it's great. It's very difficult to find parts for. That is a nightmare. Serviceable parts, things like spark plugs, HT leads, distributor caps, stuff like that, they are available. But anything slightly more substantial, so if you might need a replacement power steering pump or something along those lines, good luck, because it may take you quite a long time to find one. With only 3 cars like this left on the road, most of the other ones are either sat rotting away on someone's drive or just no longer exist. So yeah, bad points, parts are impossible to find. Another bad point, they're incredibly expensive for parts for this car. They are shocking. To give you an idea, this car's got 2 radiators. It's got a main radiator, and then there's a little secondary cooling radiator right at the front of the engine, just behind the front grille, and it's only about this big. It's not that big. Now, a radiator for most cars, even a fairly modern car, you can usually get a patent part for about, say, £100 or so, maybe less if it's a smaller part, but say £100 tops really for a patent part reproduction radiator. For this, a normal radiator for this is going to cost you around about £200. And the auxiliary radiator, the little one, because it's so rare and it's impossible to find, you would most likely have to get your current one re-cored, or you'd have to have one made from scratch. And we're talking hundreds and hundreds of pounds. It's ridiculous. So yeah, there are some bad points, but I love this car so much. It is a part of me. It's so much fun to drive. It gives you such a feeling as well. You can't get that feeling from a modern car. Everything feels raw, you know, it vibrates, but in a good way. So modifications, the whole car basically has been either revised or upgraded. So all the suspension, that is coilovers all round, that's upgraded. That's all been done. It's got H&R on the rear and Bilsteins on the front. The reason I had that done was because when I had the original H&R kit fitted, which was quite a few years ago now, they were readily available. Since then, I needed to replace the fronts and they were no longer available. So the closest I could get, same kind of ride height and handling, stiffness, things like that, was Bilsteins. So I went for those, and it's fine. It's absolutely perfect. Handles just as it did before. The ride height's perfect. So yeah, would recommend if anyone has one of these cars or a similar one, like an 80. This is a 90. Then Bilsteins are a good shock to have all the way around. Brakes, they are standard calipers. The calipers are good enough as they are. We have M-Tech brakes drilled and grooved on the front and the same on the rear with yellow stuff EBC pads, and they work very well. It grips nice. Oh, I love that sound. Yeah, it grips nice when you put your foot on the brake pedal. There's not really any warm-up time for them. They're a great all-round pad. A great all-round pad, really. They're good for normal road driving, they're good for fast road driving, and you can do a little bit of track use with them as well. So yeah, they're a good pad. M-Tech as well, the brakes, by far one of the cheapest performance brake packets out there. Some guy just went past, I don't know who he was, but got a thumbs up. Yeah, so they're great. M-Tech, brilliant. Highly recommend them as brakes. So the exhaust system, that is made by Infinity Exhausts. They are extremely good. They're a custom exhaust fabrication place. They will make pretty much anything you want. You can choose what tips you want on your exhaust. You can all choose how you want it to sound pretty much as well. They're very, very good. I'd highly recommend them. As I say, I've had this car for 20 odd years, and the exhaust system that's on it now is the same exhaust system that I had made by them almost that amount of time ago, and they're lifetime guarantee exhausts. Now obviously things like flexies and stuff like that, moving parts, they're not lifetime guaranteed for obvious reasons, but the actual exhaust system itself, the stainless part, manifolds, things like that, they're lifetime guaranteed. So if you ever get any issues with them, you can take them back and they will repair it free of charge. But to be fair, you shouldn't get any issues with them at all. It sounds fantastic as well, this car. I love the noise it makes. The engine in this is got to be, it's one of, if not the most rare engine that Audi ever made. So a lot of people will have heard of the 5-cylinder Audi engines, the old school ones. Now they did a 10 valve, that was single cam. They did a 10 valve turbo, again single cam, but the most famous one really would have been the 2.2 20 valve twin cam engine, which was used in a lot of the high performance Audis of the this era. So it was used in the S2, the RS2, the Sport Quattro, the original Quattro 20 valve. It was used in a lot of those cars. But what a lot of people don't realise is they actually made a normally aspirated version of that engine, which is what this car has. It's known as the 7A. So it's a 2.3, this is factory spec, it's a 2.3, 20 valve, 5-cylinder, twin cam. And standard horsepower is around 170, which doesn't sound a lot, but trust me, in a light car, even a standard one of these is enough to keep up with most modern traffic, and it's a very good, fun car. But this one isn't standard by a long way. And there are companies out there that will fiddle around with these. This one, I modified this probably at the worst possible time. I never realised that there was going to be more companies come into effect, if you know what I mean, that would have had parts available for this car. But since I did the work on this and pay people to work on it and stuff, there's a lot of companies I used. There are now more companies available that will supply modified parts and upgraded parts for this engine, because this isn't the only car that Audi fitted this to. They fitted it to the Audi Coupe as well. So although the engine is still Audi's rarest engine, there are still some out there, and they do still exist. But the actual car itself as a whole, this car, is extremely rare. But yeah, I mean, it's fully modified, so bottom end, top end, that's all been done. The bottom end is forged. We've got slightly upgraded pistons. It was bored out slightly as well. Crankshaft was balanced. The cylinder head is all ported and polished. We've got the original cams, but they are reprofiled. Excuse me a second, navigating around about. Yes, so as I said, the original cams, they're reprofiled, so they are upgraded. But as I said earlier, since I had that done, you can now actually buy aftermarket cams ready-made for this engine. So that would have saved a lot of hassle and money. Everything else has all been done. Fuel system, that's all been upgraded. Fuel pressure regulator, that's upgraded. Injectors, that's done. What else we've done? Oh, custom inlet manifold system. So we've got the original inlet manifold, but all of the pipe work and the intake, air filter and things like that, they're all custom on it, because again, you couldn't buy any upgraded parts for the air intake system for this car, so you had to make it yourself. Anything you wanted, you'd have to buy your silicone elbows and your bits and bobs like that, your couplers and your fittings, and then your air filter, and sort of build it all up and make it work yourself. And it's fine, it works really well and it looks really good, but it was just a bit of a pain. There wasn't a ready-made kit off the shelf, which there is for a lot of cars. So that's all been done. I'm missing out loads and loads of stuff, I know I am, but that's the majority of it anyway. And power-wise, this now runs just under 260 horsepower. And for a normally aspirated one of these engines, that is very, very good power. There's only maybe one other person that I know of that has this engine. It's in an Audi Coupe, and I don't think that he's even in this country, but he's on YouTube, and he has, I believe, done a 2.5 stroker kit on his. So it's the original engine, but it's been stroked basically, so it's a 2.5 stroker. I don't know what else he's done, but I've seen dyno runs on YouTube with this guy, and he is achieving around 250 horsepower, still normally aspirated. So he's gone a kind of slightly different way of doing it, but he's still achieved very, very similar power to me. So that's good. So it just goes to show that it is possible, but it's not cheap by any means. You do need to spend quite a bit of money to get decent power. But if you do, then you end up with an incredibly fun, very versatile, nice car and a nice engine. So that's about it. I'm not going to waffle too much more now. Now I will go down some of the lanes and give it a little bit of a blast, and hopefully you'll be able to see and hear what it's like. So yeah, there we go. I'm just going to sit now. You can just sit and watch my face doing things like this. Yeah. I know, I appreciate it's not a very good face. I'm sorry about that, because there's not a lot I can do other than wear a mask. Maybe I should wear a mask to cover this up. Yeah, I don't know. Anywho, yeah, if there's anything that anyone else would like to know, if anyone's actually bothered watching this video, then please let me know, and I will do my best to explain or give advice or tell anyone what they might want to know. Okie dokie. Is he? Oh, I love it when people don't indicate, don't you? It's so helpful. Yes, you might have an ancient Land Rover, but it does still have indicators, so please use them. Going very slowly. We've got cyclists, and of course they're in the middle of the road as usual. So annoying. They could easily not be in the middle of the road. So annoying. From this guy in front. Hopefully there'll be a little bit more clear road in a minute. There's some nice quiet lanes just a bit further on from here, so we'll head that way, and hopefully I'll be able to put my foot down a little bit. Obviously here I can't, for obvious reasons, built up residential area and what have you. But yeah, other than that, it's all good. Oh, and by the way, if you hear any popping when I put my foot down, that's because it does pop quite a lot, and flames come out, which is cool. Everybody likes a flame. You've got to love a flame. And no, it's not mapped to do that either. Standard ECU on this you can't map anyway because it's too old. So if you're going to do heavy modifications like I have, then you need to scrap that ECU because you can't do anything with it. There's a chip you can buy from 034 Motorsport for the standard ECU, but I mean, it's okay, but you're not going to be able to achieve over maybe 200 hot horsepower. You need a standalone ECU for that. so that you can adjust everything. They're not cheap, they are very expensive, and you will have to have the car set up properly as well, unless you know a lot about things like that and you have all the computer software and everything, which I don't. So I spent quite a lot of money for the car to spend an entire day on the dyno being set up. This was a long time ago. This was like 17 or 18 years or so ago when all this was done. But yeah, it's been great. Had no issues with the ECU at all, so that's been good. But yeah, like I said, it's not mapped to flame. It's just a natural thing that it does with the modifications that have been done, which is great. It's really cool. Some people pay a lot of money to have their cars flame, but I'm not really one for that kind of thing. I think it's too fake. I think a car should just be left to do what it does, and if you're lucky enough for it to pop and backfire and flame and things like that, then that's great, because it's natural. So it's unpredictable. You never know when it's going to do it, really. And I prefer that. Some of these modern cars with these pops and bangs maps and things on them, and they come out of the factory like it. You slow down and it's just like a fireworks display going off. It's ridiculous. It's just too much. You don't need that. It's far, far too much. Over the top. Lane's a little bit too small at the moment, but there are some bigger ones in a minute. Just take it careful around here for a minute. As you can see, this lane is very, very small. Yeah, can you actually see anything? I don't know. You can see a lot of my dashboard, I've noticed that. So this video may just be me talking and my hideous face and a partial steering wheel. So it might be a complete useless video. It's like half an hour's worth of just me waffling. So I apologise in advance if it is, but I'm uploading it. I don't care. I've wasted my time to set the camera up, so I'm uploading it. I don't care. It's happening. All right. So deal with it. Right. Let's go. Get up here. Impossible to get bored with that noise. I challenge anyone to get bored with that noise. I love it. I love that noise. It's got to be one of the best things about it, is the noise. It's fantastic. Do a little loop, and then I'll call it a day for the video, because it's going to be a very long video otherwise. Here we go. That's a clear road. Go. road because it's very straight. There's no turnings, no junctions or anything on it. There's no farm tracks really either, so it's nice and safe to do that in a straight line. Not that I was speeding, of course. But yeah. Lovely. Like I said, every time I drive this car, guaranteed to put you in a good mood. Guaranteed. If you're in a bad mood, if you're stressed, if you're annoyed about anything, if you're upset, whatever, if you've got a car like this that you love, not necessarily an Audi, I'm talking about any kind of car that is, you know, close to your heart, go for a drive. Just on your own as well. Let's go for a drive, enjoy your car, enjoy the sounds, enjoy the vibrations, enjoy the scenery, and you'll be right as rain in no time. It's amazing what they can do to cheer you up, and I guarantee you don't get that from an electric car. There we are. I'm going to call it a day. But thanks very much for watching. If you've actually watched all the way through this video, then extra thanks, because I don't know if you would have enjoyed it or not. It's quite a lot of waffling, but if you have enjoyed it, then thanks very much for watching. I really appreciate it. I will try and do a few more videos like this, similar to this. If anyone else would like me to do any kind of video specifically after watching this, again, let me know. All comments are welcome, even the horrible ones, because everyone's got their opinion, so I can't stop that. But yeah, there we go. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you next time.